Why do you trust the Quran to tell you the truth about God?
Because the Quran is factual in many places, if it's ambiguous a few places, and I believe that. Because I see the authenticity of the Quran. You can't show me two different versions and say these are both from God. I only see one version. When I see 10 different versions, I question it. Is it coming from God? How do we have 10 versions? Did God write this, or did the believers of God write this? They changed it, but when I only see one version, and I can show you the change of authenticity, then I believe in it.
Come on, you're smart enough to have heard about Zayd bin Thabit. You know very, very well why there's one version of the Quran, I hope. Okay? You know what Uthman did, Caliph Uthman did.
What did he do?
He destroyed all the forms of the Quran that disagreed with the one that he chose through Zayd bin Thabit.
How are you going to prove that?
Well, it's a historical fact. Just study history. You know very well that the third Caliph, Caliph Uthman, had all the different Qurans that weren't identical gathered together, and he said, Zayd bin Thabit, you are the one to decide what is the real thing, because you're the best source of information. Fine. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I got a real intellectual problem with you. Well, sorry, just study your history.
Studied it. You're wrong.
Well, then you haven't studied it closely enough, because Zayd bin Thabit was hired and employed by the third Caliph, Uthman, to do that.
Compiled the Quran, to bring it into writing, to bring it together.
It already had been in writing, and there were different forms of it. And Caliph Uthman said, you go out and you're going to make the real one, and we're going to destroy the other ones. It's an historical fact, sir. Don't take it from me. Study the history. Pardon?
Who defines historical fact? You define historical fact?
No. The eyewitnesses. Are there eyewitnesses who recorded what really happened? And that really happened.
Where are the eyewitnesses?
Well, obviously they're all dead now. The same way the eyewitnesses for Jesus Christ are all dead now.
You have to take your word for it.
No, you don't have to take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Go out and study it on your own. Do not take my word for it. You'd be an idiot, sir, to take my word for it. Don't do it, okay? Just be open-minded and honest and study this history. There are over 5,700 Greek manuscripts of the Bible, of the New Testament, all right? And there are variants. And you'd better learn textual criticism when it comes to reading the New Testament. And you better realize, wow, the fact that we have over 5,700 manuscripts, that's pretty impressive. Now we start comparing them, and we find the variants, the discrepancies, and then we say, okay, now we're going to study the text, and we're going to begin to figure out what is the evidence for the most reliable. And that's how you do textual criticism.